Episode 571, Winery Rose. Something was obviously wrong. The crowd was reacting as though the water was acid, screaming in terror and flailing wildly. Alex, what's wrong with them? Marianne wondered. Alex had no time to answer her questions, and instead focused on the troublemakers on the ground. I don't know what kind of enmity you have with the Robinson Winery, and I don't know who hired you, Alex said as he looked around at the group. As you can see, you're all diseased. The question is, are you contagious? He studied the group. You seem to be afraid to touch the water. Your skin also seems to be infected, so it's definitely not something you drank. The disease will spread if you don't do something in time. Don't gamble your life for a little money. Alex waved his hand at Marianne, indicating she should call the police and an ambulance. The sick people groaned and shivered. Alex turned to Marianne and said, Miss Robinson, their situation has nothing to do with your wine. It's likely your competitors hired them to infect everyone at the winery. They're infected with a virus similar to rabies. Once the incubation period is over, they'll either go mad or die. He paused and then shook his head. I'm sorry, but it looks like the Robinson Winery is on the brink of doom. He looked at the sick people. Of course, whoever is pulling their strings probably lied to them too. They probably told them it was a minor skin disease. Otherwise, no one in their right mind would take such a risk. He looked at Marianne closely. Do you have any idea who could have done this? Take the time to think about who might hate you enough to do something so terrible. There was something else that bothered Alex in the back of his mind. The virus these people had couldn't be created by just anyone. Someone would need to have great resources to concoct it. Why would someone target a winery anyway, he wondered. He suspected some powerful individuals were behind the act, but without hard evidence, he couldn't even begin to guess who. I'll look into it, Marianne said, her eyes brimming with tears. Half an hour later, under the direction of Marianne, the police and EMTs were hard at work. The EMTs treated the infected people, while the police began to question everyone who was there. In the end, everyone was indeed diagnosed with a form of rabdovirus, which was similar to rabies but slightly different. With proper treatment, the infection could be brought under control, but they would be on heavy antivirals for the rest of their lives. No, it can't be. It's not true, one woman cried, looking frightened. If you don't believe it, you can go to the hospital for another examination, Alex said, shrugging. But the results will be the same. He stepped forward and looked at her. You've doomed yourself, all for a little extra money. Was it worth it? Miracle doctor, oh please, you diagnosed us with a mere glance. Surely you can cure us, she begged. I'm still young. I have a lot of life left. Please help me. Please help me, one of the other women echoed, stepping toward Alex. I just got lured with money for a little while, and I was taken in by the head of the other wine company. Others also came forward, begging Alex for help. The Blue Bottle Winery? Marianne's teeth clenched in anger. Louisa Murdoch? Alex raised an eyebrow in surprise. The Murdoch family had done this, he thought to himself. In a short time, everything started to calm down. The infected people were taken away to receive treatment, and everything they had touched was sanitized. Marianne turned to Alex with a tired smile. Thank you for everything you did today. If you hadn't figured out what was going on, the company would have been destroyed. We would have been bankrupt within days. Alex waved his hand dismissively and said, I'm glad I could help you out. This was a weird way for the other winery to attack yours. Indeed. In any case, I owe you a favor. Marianne smiled. I'm impressed by your medical skills. Would you be interested in coming and working for me? It's a kind offer, Marianne, but no, Alex said. I'm a martial arts man, and I'm sure you can find someone who fits the bill better. The Robinson family should be able to pull some strings. You could attract anyone to come work for you." "I'm afraid it's not as easy as that," she said sadly. "The rest of the family and I don't quite get along." Alex was confused. "But surely they would want to help you keep the wine business running." Marianne shrugged. 2 years ago, when I came back from abroad, the rest of the family wanted me to marry some oil baron. I had no interest in an arranged marriage, and I fought back and went against their wishes. I told them I wanted to have my own life, and that my value was far higher than any arranged marriage could provide to the family. So, the family made an agreement with me. They said I could take over the winery. If after 2 years the business was successful, then they would give me my freedom. However, if I failed, then I would have to marry the oil baron. Of course, in the process of proving myself, my family said they would not hinder me, but they would also not help me. I agreed to the arrangement and took over the company. As soon as I took control, the rest of the family announced they didn't want their name on the product anymore, and I was forbidden to use the Robinson family logo. She shook her head and her voice grew bitter. They wanted me to fail. They've withdrawn any form of support, trying to push me out so that I would ultimately have to marry the oil baron under pressure. I don't know what to do." Alex interrupted her with a gesture. He didn't need to hear her entire family story. "What do you expect me to do?" he asked, glancing impatiently at his watch. "Alex, please help me. I can't do this by myself." Marianne's eyes filled with tears. Alex frowned, surprised she was begging for help. He glanced at his watch again. "Now, the winery's assets are nearly $10 million, and I'm under a debt of nearly $5 million. My family wants me to have a net worth of $100 million in 2 years. Basically, with my debts paid, the winery's assets are only around $5 million. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to make another $95 million. Alex asked, "How much time is left?" Marianne pointed to the electronic clock on the wall. Alex turned his head and saw the countdown on it. It said 108 days. He exclaimed, "You only have 3 months left?" "Yes, that's all," Marianne said, a bitter smile creeping across her face. "Now do you see why I can't ask the Robinsons for help? They'd gleefully say no."